時代。
ありったけの夢をかき集め探し物を探しに行くのさ One Piece。
Hello everybody and welcome back to a new video. Thank you for joining me today in my first video at my YouTube channel. Today we'll be discussing Luffy's dream. Now, what is Luffy's dream? By now we all know Luffy's ultimate dream and goal is to become the Pirate King, as he's stated multiple times throughout the anime. And the manga, of course. Now, the real question is, what does it mean for Luffy to accomplish this dream? Right, like, he states it so much that sometimes we forget. Well, it's hard to forget, but like the deep meaning, like why does he want to become Pirate King? What's his meaning behind it? Now, if we go further back in the story when he met Kobe, we all remember how he didn't like cowardness or lack of need for freedom. Luffy told Kobe that he was going to become the Pirate King. At the time, we all remember how crazy of a dream this was, especially with Kobe freaking out. I mean, Kobe almost fainted talking about Luffy being crazy, that the Grand Line was such a hard sea to conquer. I know you guys remember back in the nostalgic days when the Grand Line was all the Straw Hat crew had to wear. And now the new world is just a new mammoth of a story that seems to get better and better with each chapter. Now, back to the topic. Luffy and freedom go hand in hand. For Luffy, becoming Pirate King means becoming the freest person in the sea. If we recall, he told Rayleigh he did not want to conquer the sea. That was not his goal. He wanted to be free. We can all remember that scene at the bar when everybody just looked and waited for Luffy's response, and he stated his goal was never to conquer the sea, but his goal was to become the freest person ever, and then the freest person is that of the Pirate King. Now, we can say his dream is to get the One Piece, as earlier in the same episode he freaked out at the thought of Usopp asking if the One Piece was even real. This was actually a very well placed scene, right? Luffy almost tells Usopp that if he were to find out if the One Piece was real, there'd be no chance at all that he would continue the trip. Almost as to saying that, hey, if I find out that what we've been working for is actually true or not true, then there's no point in us continuing to sail. So that kind of sets aside that his real goal is the One Piece. Even though he wants to get the One Piece, I don't think that is what it means for Luffy to become Pirate King, right? It means it's like a stepping stone towards what he wants, but I still think that freedom is what he wants. Now his freedom, the definition of freedom for Luffy is just like being able to sail around the world. Now, it's like a very complicated way to viewing it because they're sailing around the world right now, right? Almost at will. So it's like, hey Luffy, what more do you want, right? But I mean, for me, I think him is also, you also gotta understand that he also wants his Nakama to accomplish their goals, right? Whether that be Luffy being the greatest, whether that be Zoro being the greatest swordsman, Sanji finding the All Blue, Usopp being a brave warrior of the sea, you know, Chopper wanting to be a very good doctor, and Nico Robin just wanting to find the history of the world, which we're getting very close at. If you guys have read the current chapters of the manga, Trafalgar Law is getting pretty close to the last poneglyph that should tell us the meaning behind the D clan, but that's neither here or there. Now, the hardest question that lies in this mission, however, is, will Luffy have to face Shanks? Alright, now, should we get prepared for a fight between Luffy and Shanks and their crew? This is a very tough question because we recently found out within the last 20 to 30 chapters that Shanks never set foot on Laugh Tale, which is crazy to think, right? He was sailing around the whole world with Roger and the Roger Pirates, but when it came down, Buggy actually got a flu a flu-like symptoms. I think it was like a fever, if I recall correctly. And Shanks, being the nice person he is, he decided to stay on that island with Buggy. So that means he has no real idea what is the One Piece, or what's at Laugh Tale, right? Ironically, Laugh Tale meaning that the Roger crew were laughing when they arrived on the island, so therefore dubbing it Laugh Tale. Pretty weird name. So it's like a very also interesting question of what's in store for us at Laugh Tale. But again, will Luffy and the Straw Hat crew have to face off Shanks and the Red Hair Pirates? I mean, that's something we kind of have to find out, right? Would it be something as of Luffy giving back his straw hat back to Shanks? I mean, a very interesting question, right? Now, we can't forget about Marshall D. Teach, right? The man with 3 devil fruits. At this point, I'm supposing he has 3 devil fruits, right? It's hard to tell, right? So many things going on with Blackbeard. The fact that he was the first person that we know of, we don't know if Oda's been storing somebody else, but that first person that we know of with multiple devil flutes and not dying is crazy. So the hardest question here that I'm ending the discussion is, what lies ahead for Luffy on his quest to freedom and the One Piece, right? As we all know right now, they're in Wano fighting Kaido, right? And Oda has confirmed, or should I say, his writers have confirmed that One Piece is nearing its end. Talking 5 to 7 year timetable here. So there's still lots of islands we have to visit, right? We still have to visit Elbaf. At one point or another, we have to visit Elbaf. Are we gonna have to visit Marijua? I mean, I don't know, right? There could be a big standoff there. I mean, Kaido, Big Mom, and Marshall D. Cheese keep talking about this final war happening, this big war. So bigger than the Paramount